Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting us. But if you are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so that we can bring you the latest news as they come. And together we can support our great leader, ṁāʒị Kanu, IPOB, and Eastern Security Network, to make our Biafran dream a reality and put the Fulani Janjaweed to shame. He said, finally, IPOB have been vindicated. It is now glaring that the elections in Biafran land is just a waste of time. The Fulani Nigerian government are afraid of the United States government threat of sanction. The Fulani Nigerian government and their terrorists in military uniforms did not cause trouble in the Anambra election because the U.S. government, the United States government, threatened to sanction perpetrators of troubles. And everyone knows that it's the Fulani Nigerian government that are the perpetrators of troubles and mayhems in Biafra land, coupled with the fact that top security officers resigned their position in Anambra election, and the protest by security agents for the non-payment of their allowances by their Fulani Janjaweed commanders who ran away with their money. IPOB has proved to the whole world that they are not a terrorist organization. Despite calling off the sit-at-home protests in Biafran land so that the whole world will say that IPOB is not anti-democratic. Yet the election was empty. It was empty. And now the whole world have seen that the troublemakers are the Nigerian government and their terrorists in military uniforms. Even Donyo Okokpe confirmed this. Biafran residents at Oka were paid 5,000 naira per voter's card. Imagine that. There were empty streets in majority of the local government areas during the Anambra elections, and over 90% of the voters are all grandpas and grandmas because Biafran youth refuse to show up for the useless Fulani organized elections. The ad hoc staff of INEC were all youth corpers because all the original ad hoc staff, they all resigned. They resigned. And these youth corpers were scrambled in the last minute and paid less than 40,000 naira with a bottle of malt drink to go with. Imagine that. How cheap they have turned their youth corpers to. The Fulani controlled INEC wrote results in 10 local governments areas for their Fulani preferred candidate, Andy Uba. After all, Hope Uzodinjo, the Supreme Court Administrator of Imo State, he became governor with just 96,000 votes, coming fourth position, courtesy of Fulani Chief Justice, the Sharia lawyer or Sharia Justice, Tanko, and the Supreme Court, controlled by the Fulani Janjaweed, after they raided the Supreme Court in 2016. The fact that IPOB suspended the sit-at-home protest shows the whole world that the Fulani Nigerian government are the real terrorists, terrorizing Biafrans, the whole of Biafra land. And everyone can see the fraud the Fulani-controlled INEC are calling elections. It's a big fraud and a big sham. Even their voters verification machines, they were not working, which shows that the Fulani Janjaweed were not ready or not interested in Anambra election in the first place, because they have already written results. They have their results written. Even the Fulani-controlled Nigerian police operatives, they protested. Those that were posted to Anambra State to cause mayhem were seen protesting for non-payment of their allowance, because the Fulani senior police officer in charge of their blood money allowances traveled to Dubai, United Arab Emirates, with their money, with their pay, to enjoy with his girlfriend and other family members. Also, the most senior Biafran police officer, a deputy inspector general of police, posted to Anambra State to supervise the election, resigned along with another assistant inspector general of police because they became tired of the injustice meted out to their fellow Biafrans by the Fulani Nigerian government and their terrorists in military uniforms. All the photos, all the pictures showing massive turnout of voters in Anambra elections are photoshops, and they are untrue, because the election, those who came were elderly, some of them using walking stick, some of them were sick. Even majority of them collapsed. They had to rush them to the hospital. You can see it from the, when you watch this video, you see it from the starting. You see some photos of someone, one of the elderly that was carried on the back because he collapsed. And that happened all around. Because the state governments forced the civil servants to vote and threatened them that if no vote, no job. So they had to vote. But not all of them voted. The elderlies were the ones voting, because Biafran youth have refused to come out to vote. So the elderly, who were paid between 2,500 naira and 5,000 naira to vote for the Fulani candidate, including their polling agents, collected their money and voted for another person because they don't want another Supreme Court administrator, another Hope Uzodinjo in Biafra land. In some locations, they had the ballot boxes standing on the streets without INEC officials around them, without security agents around them, because Biafrans refused to come out to vote. According to reports, a Deputy Inspector General of Police, Joseph Ebunike, an Anambra indigene, and an Assistant Inspector General of Police deployed to Anambra State for Saturday's elections, resigned from their assignments. The Inspector General of Police, a Fulani Janjaweed, Baba Alkali, gave no reason for such actions. You know, Anambra State has had 6 commissioners of police in 6 months. You know, we keep wondering what could be responsible for this development. A state like Kaduna that is controlled by a Fulani governor, and they have been having a lot of Fulani terrorist issues. Their commissioner of police have not been changed. The truth is that they have been changing the commissioner of police because they have not seen the one that is capable to help the Fulani Janjaweed overrun Biafra land. Another report, police officers deployed for Saturday's governorship election in Anambra State have protested the alleged non-payment of their feeding allowances. The officers demanded that the 10,000 naira approved for their feeding should be paid immediately. The corps, many whom arrived Anambra State during the week, were not given accommodation. Many of the junior ranks are stranded in Idemili Ogede division, where they received 1,500 police personnel from Lagos State, according to a senior police officer who was also affected. He was also affected. I keep wondering, you can say that the elections in Biafran land is just a waste of time. Some voters at the ongoing Anambra election has sold their electoral rights for as low as 2,500 naira. No wonder many of them were fainting, collapsing, and they were being carried to the hospital. Who will fund their bills? Maybe their children. Some of the voters at the ward in Anambra State, they protested the no face masks, no voting instruction issued by the presiding officer, a Fulani Janjaweed youth corper, Ahmed Abdullahi. According to report, the presiding officer is a Fulani National Youth Service Corps member who have asked voters to go back and bring their face masks before they would be allowed to vote. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for watching this video, and bye-bye for now.